I'm Bob Ross. Welcome back to Joy of Painting. If this is your first time joining us, I encourage you to pull out your brushes and your oils and get with us today. So, let me talk a little bit about what I've done here. I've just prepped this canvas with a bit of liquid white so that the colors can blend a bit easier. Today we're just going to be making a really simple picture, just a landscape of a tree or two. So, why don't we get started? First thing we're going to do is we're going to take some of our greens, our verdant green. I'll have the colors going across the bottom of the screen now. So what we're going to start with is we're just going to get a bit of the foreground. Normally I like to work with the background first, but this time I want to try and do something a little different. It's good to experiment in your art, you know? Take things a bit different, try new ways. It's okay to be a little messy, if you will. So we're just going to get this green across the bottom here. Now what I like to do for shrubbery in the foreground and such is to try and tap it on. Gives it a bit more lifelikeliness. And then what I'm going to do is actually get a bit of my yellows here. I'm going to try and get some flora in the front. Just tap that on. There we go. Bit of flowers. Nice. Now the next thing, we're going to get the background going with the sky. Clear off my brush. Now unfortunately, we're in a new studio today, as you can tell, so I won't be able to beat the devil out of it, as it were. But as a substitute, I can emulate with this brush. Ain't that just fun? All right. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to get a bit of a sky, so I'm going to get some of my Fatal Blue with a bit of my clear white that I've used earlier to prep the canvas with. There we are, a bit of sky blue. All right, we're just going to go across the top. It's generally better to do crosses here, if you can. Now our new studio is a little not up to par of what we've had before, so that's okay. We're trying a new style here on the Bob Ross Show, and that's okay. So we're just going to get our blue sky going in the background. Very nice. Fortunately, our easel isn't quite what it used to be. It's gone through a lot of damage over the years. It's been about 20 years since I've used this easel. There we are. Just a bit of sky blue in the background. So what we can do next is actually we're going to get a bit of a pine tree thing going in the foreground. Just got to stabilize it to finish off the sky here. Cross it off. There we go. Very nice. All right. Now for the tree, we want a bit of a darker because again we want a nice forest pine. So we'll clear off our brush one more time. And now we're going to mix our greens, our verdant green from earlier. It's just a bit of black, midnight black. There we go. Gives us a nice dark green color. And then what I like to do, as you've seen before, of course, is to just tap them along. It takes a little bit of time to get this technique down. We just hold this in place. But once you do, it becomes really easy. Just tap them in. Let's get a little bit more green in here. It's okay to experiment. Sometimes if your colors aren't working just as well as you'd like, it's okay to mix them up. But don't mix too much. You still want a bit of that texture in it. All right, let's hold it in place. There we are. Now they start to come out nice and clear. Beautiful. Just happy little tree here. Now obviously it looks a bit more like just a blob at the moment. So of course we want to give it a little bit of a stick. Something to stand on. Maybe we can give it some friends too. Let's see. All right, bit of a stem with just some simple black here. Just right down the center. Careful not to make it too thick. There we are, beautiful. All right, and then we can go back and cover over it with some more green. Why don't we give this guy a little friend too? Some more foliage. Populate the forest a bit. All right. Let's go in here. Just tap along. Gives it a bit of color, a bit of depth when you mix it up a bit more. There we go, beautiful. Now why don't we go to some reds and try to make this thing pop a little. Clear our brush, once again. Just beat the devil out of it. All right. Now we're going to get some of our reds for the bushes. And again, I like to mix these colors up a bit, so we're going to get a bit of yellows too, to bring out those. Maybe some poppies. Tell a story with your art. Not a bit too much though. There we go. Nice. And then go back over that with our greens from earlier. Skip it more with the greens. All right. Clean it off. There we are. Just like that. It's that easy. All right, well that's about all the time we have. My producers are telling me we've got to wrap this up. So I've been Bob Ross, thank you for joining us today, and that's been an episode of The Joy of Painting. And God bless.